Hey loves, and welcome back to my channel. Now in this video I want to talk all about building your community as well as growing your subscribers here on YouTube the right way. Now, this is not my typical setup, and this is like a totally unscripted video, unplanned. Actually unplanned. I was just going through my comments as well as my content, and I feel like I needed to film this video because I know that a lot of you guys are starting off and a lot of you guys are building your community and also trying to grow your subscriber base as well. So I really just wanted to shed some light into this whole subscriber, sub for sub, and all of those marketing techniques that I believe do work but are not the most effective. So I do love the fact that a lot of you guys are starting off. Amazing, congrats. And that you guys are also supporting yourselves, supporting each other, subscribing to yourselves. But in this video I just wanted to talk about sub for sub and kind of add my own to it to make it more effective, because I feel like that just doesn't work, especially if you want to grow something that you want to grow a brand or a channel that is sustainable. Sub for subs wouldn't do that for you, and I'm someone who is very key on strategy, creating a system that actually works. I'm not just doing it for the sake of it. So if you want to do it, make sure you're doing it right. If you want to grow your subscription, make sure you're growing it right. If you want to grow your brand, make sure you're growing it the right way. And that is what I always like to teach, always like to share, and always like to educate you guys and inform you guys on. So in this video I do want to talk about sub for sub and try to not really eliminate that culture. I feel like it's something that cannot be eliminated. So in this video I want to try as much as possible to enhance that culture, or fill a gap, or at least try to fill that gap that I feel like is kind of missing, and it's not focused. That makes sense. I don't know if that makes sense, but I really just want to do that. So there is a process with growth, there's a process with gaining subscribers, and there's just a process in life generally. And I feel like sub for sub is just not the most effective way of growing your subscribers. Personally for me, I always say content is the best way to grow your subscribers, because there you have total control over the message you're conveying, over the content in general, and then you can now attract people based on that. And that is what you always want to do when you're growing your channel, when you're growing your subscribers, as well as when you're growing your community. You want people that have the same like minds as you based on the content you're putting out. You want people who are going to be sustainable, who are going to be with you on the long term, not just because you ask them to subscribe today and tomorrow they're out of the way and they won't subscribe. But you want people that would be there genuinely with you sustainably for a long period of time. Personally for me, I feel like from a strategic point, sub for sub can be effective, honestly speaking, but it's not going to yield you the kind of result you want in the long term, right? In the long run, it's not going to be sustainable. And that's because I feel like with growing and with building a community, there is a process with it. It's a process with building your brand. I mean, the person has to be attracted to you or your content, then be interested in what you have to offer before they finally decide, oh, I actually like this person, I like the content, I think I want to stick around with this person for a long period of time, right? It shouldn't be, oh, subscribe to my channel, let me subscribe to your channel, and then what happens next? I need to get to know you first. You need to attract me first. I need to get to know you first, and then decide if I want to be with you for a long period of time. It's just like being in a relationship. You can't just be walking on the streets and then see a guy or see a girl and immediately be like, okay, I'm going to be your girlfriend, you be my boyfriend, right? It sounds crazy. So you need to get to know the person first. You need to see the person physically and be like, oh, he's cute, she's cute, I like you, let me get to know you, let me be interested in who you are and what you have to offer, and then, oh, okay, I think I like you, let me subscribe to this relationship, and that's how with it is with YouTube as well. So building a community is so delicate and it's so important, and I feel like with doing that you need to make sure that you're gaining people, you're gaining subscribers that are also aligned with your brand and also the kind of content you put out there. I feel like my problem with sub for sub is that out of 10 people, only one person would be genuinely interested in you and your content, right? Because for me, I feel like you're just subscribing because of that person subscribe. And if you really look into your analytics, you will see that those subscribers are not translating into views, right? They're not translating into views because they might not genuinely be interested in you or the kind of content you put out, because they only subscribe because you subscribe to them. And that's something with life. So in general, it might help in growing the numbers, your subscribers, but it would not help in growing your channel as well as growing the community as a whole, because you also need those subscribers to be able to translate into views. And if they subscribe to you out of a favor or sub for sub or whatsoever, it's not going to translate onto your channel, right? And that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to build a sustainable channel, a sustainable brand, a brand that can last for a long period of time, right? So you don't want to be spending a lot of your time, your efforts and resources trying to get people to subscribe to you because you're going to subscribe back to them. Please don't do that, especially if you're growing. Spend most of your time thinking, how am I going to grow? What do I need to create? What content do they want to see? Think of the longevity of your brand and the sustainability of your brand at the same time. Think of, what can I do in the sense that I don't need to get subscribers today. I'm fine if I don't get subscribers today, but I know that this course of actions, this videos that I'm uploading within the next 3 months are going to yield me this amount of subscribers potentially. So think of that. Be very strategic with everything you're doing. Don't just do it woo-woo and trying to, no, don't do it that way. You're going to get it, but it's not going to translate into anything. You might get couple of people who are interested in your content. Don't get me wrong, it does kind of work, but it's not the most effective strategy in terms of building a sustainable brand, guys. When I say sustainable, I mean just long term, right? I mean long term. I mean that in the next 5 years, no matter what happens within the next 5 years, your brand is still going to stand strong because you have people who are genuinely behind you and are willing to support you and support the kind of content you're putting out. And for you to have those kind of people, there needs to be at least an understanding, a level of interest, and for them to have this desire to stick with you, right? So that is so key. That is really important, especially when building a community here. So I just wanted to put that out for anyone who is starting off. Sub for subs does work, but I want you guys to do it the right way. So I do know that it is almost impossible to eliminate the sub for sub culture, but I want to do something in this video to enhance this culture, so that way you're attracting people strategically. You're attracting the right people to your channel and you're subscribing to them, right? Because there's no need subscribing to someone who is doing electronic engineering and then maybe you're someone who has no interest in that, and maybe you're someone who is interested in food or beauty. It's not going to translate. When they put their electronical engineering videos, I'm not gonna, personally for me, I won't subscribe to a channel like that. But with sub for subs, you're not even aware of who the person is. You don't know what the person is doing. You don't know what kind of content the person is doing. So you need to get to know them first, right? So really think smart and act strategically, right? So what I want to do in this video is that I want to have like a community teamwork, if that makes sense. So instead of just randomly asking anybody to subscribe to your channel, you don't know who you're attracting. What I want to do in this video is that I do want to categorize a lot of industries: the beauty industry, the food industry, the hair industry, the YouTube industry, the tech industry. I'm going to leave all of these down in the comment section. So wherever or whatever category you think you might be interested in or that you are in, then feel free to comment below that, and then you guys can mix within that community. That makes sense. So if I didn't include your community in this comment section, feel free to add yours as well, and then really just scroll through. That community, see people that are also interested in beauty, people that are interested in hair, and then you can now subscribe to them. That way you already know and you're already kind of aware of what they have to offer, and then you subscribe to you back. So that way you're doing sub for sub. I wouldn't recommend it, but now you're doing it more effectively and you're being strategic with it, right? So yeah, I'll leave a couple of industries down in my comment section: beauty, hair, whatever it is, subscribe to them, because I know that now we have common interests. So when I put out my beauty content, you are most likely going to watch. So that is just this. Strategically, don't do sub for subs. Even if you have to do it the right and the smart way. Be very intentional with it and just grow sustainably, because that's the most important thing with a business, with YouTube, because you always want to make sure that that company, that business, that channel is going to be alive in the next 1 year, 5 years, 10 years, right? If all your subscribers are based on sub for subs, it's not really going to translate in your channel growth. Trust me. So let's be smart, let's do things the right way, and let's just aim and focus our resources, our energy on growing sustainably. Again, forget about today. Think of tomorrow, next week, next month, next year. What's my channel going to look like next year? Forget that you have 1 subscriber today, whatever. Everyone started from 0. I started from 0. Big deal. Forget that you have 0 or 1 or 10 or 100. Think of next year, next 2 years, next 3 years. I want to have 10 million. Next 5 years, and work based on that. Don't work based on what you're seeing right now. If not, you will derail yourself. That's just it. You have to think, work with your vision and your aspiration, and then that will translate into your intentions. Hey, I could go on and on, but you guys already know the drill. Someone who can feel. This video is unscripted. It is unplanned. It is not my typical type of video, because I do like my lights and I like my script and my book and everything, and I'm on point. But now I feel like I'm rambling. But I just wanted to pass the message across and also help with building a community the right way here on my channel, because I know you guys do sub for subs on my channel, but I want to help you do it the right way so you guys can support yourselves the right way. You don't want to support someone that you're not going to be supporting in the next 10 days. Let's think smart, okay? So that's about it for this video. If you guys enjoyed this video, let me know down in the comment section. Obviously, let me also know what category you fall in, and also feel free to engage with yourselves there and subscribe to yourselves the right way. Don't just subscribe to someone who you don't know what category they fall in. Make sure that you're giving that subscription to someone who is worth it, right? Your time is the most important thing in this world, like your time. So you want to make sure that you're devoting that time. That time is so precious. Make sure you're devoting that time to the right things, right? So see you guys in the comment section. Feel free to have fun, throw a party there. I'll bring a bottle of champagne, pop it. I don't know what I'm saying, but it is so freaking hot here, and I'm about to end this video. So I'll see you guys in the comment section. Feel free to subscribe to my channel if you're yet to subscribe. I'll leave it like here. Feel free to also check out my other videos. I'll leave it also here and here. And thank you guys so much for watching this video. I do hope this was helpful in terms of growing your community, growing your subscribers, and making sure that you're building a sustainable brand and a sustainable channel that would last you for a long period of time. Bye guys.